Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Heidi and today I'm going to tell you guys the story about when I got my nose job. This is actually a really funny story, so please stick around and listen. I'm just going to set the scene for you first. This happened when I was a freshman in college. It was my second semester. I was returning from winter break back in the dorm. Another important thing to note is the layout of my dorm room. So we have the options of either lofting our beds or keeping them down low, and I lofted my bed. So I have my bed lofted as high as it will go. It's a good 6 feet in the air, and my desk is underneath the lofted bed, right? So you can sit under there, do your work. You get the picture. This one particular night, it was in January. I believe it was January 9th, if I can remember the date correctly, but I'm not sure. That doesn't matter. So that night, it was January, super cold outside, so my friends and I were just staying in. We were all hanging out in mine and my roommate's dorm. My roommate's name is Savannah. I will mention her a few times in this story, and then other friends that were in the room, Maddie and Paige. So that's everyone that was there. And like I said, it was January. So of course it was like 17 degrees outside, super cold, right? And so we were just all sitting around chatting, talking, you know, doing what girls do. So the little petite kitten that I am got really cold really quick. So I reach up onto my like 6 foot in the air lofted bed to grab a throw blanket off of my bed. It was actually this blue one in the background, still using it. So I was reaching for that blanket 6 feet in the air, right? I start pulling on my blanket, and at that moment Savannah just yells, "Heidi!" And I didn't know what she was doing, so that just like set me into a shock mode where I froze up. And as soon as like I registered what she had said, like she was screaming my name, my MacBook Air was hurtling towards my face at that same moment. And of course I'm frozen in position, just looking at this computer coming towards my face from like 6 feet in the air, and there was nothing I could do about it. So it hit the side of my nose, bounced off my face, scraped across the floor, and I just turned to look at it and go, "Oh, my computer!" And everyone else is like, "Don't be concerned about your computer right now, you're bleeding." And I said, "No, I'm not, I'm fine." And then as soon as I was like, I didn't even have the word fine out, I was like, "No, I'm not, and then I see blood all over my hand. It was like a pool. It was a lake. My hand was a Japanese flag. It was so much blood, you guys. It was gushing out of my nose, and I guess the adrenaline hit like that because my nose was numb. I couldn't feel anything. Like, it didn't even feel like I had been hit in the face by anything. I could not feel my nose, but I knew it was gushing blood because my face was like wet. It was dripping. So my roommate Savannah grabs like one of our body towels and she's like, "Here," and like shoves it in my face. So I'm sitting there on our dorm floor. I wasn't even crying at this point. Like I said, I could feel anything. It didn't hurt at this time. And I was just like holding onto this towel like, "Oh my God, what just happened? Is my computer okay?" I think around that point, my friend Maddie was like, "I gotta leave, I can't do blood," so she leaves the room. As she was leaving, she must have told every girl down our hall what had happened, because then everybody started coming in. They were like, "Heidi, are you okay?" There was like Brianna, Katie, Emily, my RA Claire. She brought her other RA friend Sean up there, and that was super embarrassing. So everybody's like coming in, watching me like bleed out on my dorm floor, and everybody's saying like, "We need to take you to the hospital. I have a car, let's go, I can take you to the hospital right now, it'll be okay." Towel on my face, like I'm screaming, blood gushing, like, "No, I can't go to the hospital, not tonight, not tonight." And it's so sad. It looked like a war zone, I swear. Blood is still like profusely flowing from my nasal cavities, right? We're all debating like, when is the best time to go to the hospital? I didn't want to go, but Savannah said if it's still bleeding in X amount of minutes, we have to go to the hospital, like you're losing too much blood. And I was like, okay, you're probably right. We just kind of remedied it any way we knew how, you know, just the typical apply pressure, keep it down, like you don't want it, you know how to treat a nosebleed. And we were like Googling it and seeing like all these things. We had that ish inch under control, okay? Like, we are honors, pre-med, pre-dental students. We got this under control. Savannah and I, we know what's up. So people come and people go, and I'm still bleeding, like, on the ground, just like laying hunched over, kind of like scrolling through Instagram because there was nothing else to do. I was like, I'm like bleeding out, and I'm like, gotta check Instagram. Anyway, so we're all just kind of talking, just like chilling, waiting on my nose to like turn its faucet off. Like, I was so ready for my nose to stop bleeding, and it's still like gushing like Niagara Falls, and I am super worried at this point. We're about 30 minutes into the bleeding process, and I'm still bleeding like crazy. So that was when the point we were like, okay, we might have to just go to the hospital. And I was still the crazy girl that I am still saying like, no, we don't need to go to the hospital. Like, it's fine. It's easing up. And it was. It started to ease up around 35 minutes. And it just kept getting less and less blood flow. Like, every time I pulled the towel away and like got a new position on the towel, there was less blood on said area. So I knew it was lightening up. And my nose probably bled for a good 45 minutes. And around the 45 minutes, my friend Maddie came back in the room, and she's like, dude, are you okay? That must have hurt so bad. And I just like look up at her, and I'm like, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was only a MacBook Air. My brain, like, the loss of blood was messing with me at some point, because it was not that bad. Was it, Heidi? Was it not that bad? It was only a MacBook Air, I said. Which, I was right. It could have been a MacBook Pro. It could have been an iMac that fell on my face. I would have had to go to the hospital then. It was just a MacBook Air, so no biggie. Like, check it off the list. Then that night it started becoming a running joke to say that I had gotten a Apple nose job. So trendy, right? All the rage. Everybody's going to want their nose job by Apple. The iNose. There's something deeply wrong with my friends and I, but that's okay. I survived. I got a rad nose job from Apple, and like I said, it didn't hurt when it happened because of the adrenaline. So I thought it was going to be okay, but my nose started getting sore after like a few hours had passed, and I could feel it, and it hurt. Like, I never cried. The pain really wasn't that bad, but I went to bed thinking like it's all going to be okay in the morning, like my nose might be a little bit sore. It only hit the bridge of my nose, mind you. I wake up looking like a black and blue raccoon, just like it's painted down here like black and blue. I have two huge black eyes, and how did that even happen? I mean, it makes sense now because I'm like, the blood hit from my nose, got into my sinuses, I guess, and just distributed. Oh my god. So I had two black eyes for like the entire month of January at college, and an aftermath story of said Apple nose job. So probably the weekend after that happened, I went out to a party with my friends, and I had caked my face, girl. Like, it was caked. I had 2 kinds of foundation on, like 3 concealers that I was popping on, and you could not see an inch of black or blue on my face. I was so proud of myself. We go to this party, right? There were a lot of people there. It was an off-campus frat party. Like, we were sardines just hopping up and down, like dancing, and it was hot. My little cake face, it started to run, right? Because I'm like sweating underneath my makeup. So my makeup is running off, and you can kind of see just a little bit, like maybe there's something on my face. And I was sitting down talking to my other friend Sandra, and she goes, Heidi, there's something on your, and she like wiped it off, like, let me get that off of your face. And when she did, she wiped my concealer off, and she just like kind of sat there with her jaw dropped, like, and all I could do is laugh because I didn't bring any like touch-ups with me. When I go out to parties, I bring my keys, my ID, and my phone. Like, I don't like carrying purses, so I didn't have any concealer touch-ups to do, and I just laughed. I was like, it's okay. Like, I got a nose job, and she was like, what? And then I explained the story to her, and she was like, I am so sorry. Like, I feel so bad. It's okay. It is okay. I'm a confident girl. I'll rock it. It's fine. But yeah, that is the story of my Apple nose job. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and want to see more Storytime videos, because I have some pretty good stories, or at least I think so. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because Sarah and I make 2 new videos every week. So 1 video from me, 1 video from her. So it's like a little double trouble. You're getting double the sass, double the excitement, double the fun. So come on, come join us, come join our little family. And that's it for this video. So until next time, stay awesome. I love you guys. Bye.